Hey, what's up, Algebra 1? Mr. Catlin here, trying to help you out with lesson 20. Just realized I didn't have this posted for you, so it might be a little late if you're getting home early and starting to work on it. But lesson 20, we are writing and solving inequalities when there's one variable. All right, so let's look at this problem and see what's happening. We got Lynn. She's got a job that pays $8.25 an hour plus $10 for transportation allowance each week. She has to work at least 5 hours a week to keep the job and can earn up to $175 per week, including the allowance. Represent this situation mathematically. If you use variables, specify what each one means. Okay. So the one variable that we're going to need here is definitely hours worked. So I'm going to let X represent that. And I know that from reading the problem. She's making money per hour. We know how much she makes per hour. We just don't know how many she's going to work. But we're limited here. We're constrained by how many hours she can work. She's got to work at least 5. So one thing that I'm going to write for this is that X has to be greater or equal to 5 or she loses her job. She's got to work at least 5 hours. And the other inequality that I'm going to write is based on money. So if I'm going to write an inequality on this with money, I need to start off with how much money she's going to make. Well, I know that she's going to make $8.25 per hour. So that would look like this expression. And she gets $10 just for a transportation allowance. So these two numbers need to get added to get her total, and that can be up to $175. So that means that the company doesn't want to pay her more than that. So they want to stay less than 175, and up to means that it would be okay if it equals that. So these are like the two constraints that I feel like represent this story pretty well. This one, right? If you use variables, specify what they mean. So X is hours for me, and these are the two things that I think represent this story really well. And then the question down here at the bottom, how many hours per week can Lynn work? Well, we know that she's got to stay above 5, but we really want to know, what's the other side of that limit? We know like 5 is the lowest, but she can work up to making this much. So if we solve this inequality over here, we'll kind of know like what's the maximum amount of hours she can work, and then we can answer this problem better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down 825 times x plus 10 equals 175. Let's treat this inequality as if she was going to make $175 on the nose. And so I would go about my process of solving this equation, get rid of the 10, drops me down to 165 on the right. And then we have the 8 and a quarter x plus 10 on the left. Oh, sorry, that's gone. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm losing my mind. The 10's gone, right? And then to find out what x is, we need to do some division. And our division is going to be by the 825 because that's what they're multiplying my x by. So just a basic two-step equation here. Let's plug this into our calculator. 165 divided by the 8 and a quarter that I make per hour, and that's 20. So she'd have to work 20 hours to make that limit. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. So x equals, get that out of the way, x equals 20. Now, just from common sense and reasoning, I know that my answer is not I'm working more than 20 hours. I know that if I work more than that, I'm going to make more money. We want to stay under 175. So I know that x needs to stay under or equal to 20. But from my earlier writing, I know that x also needs to be bigger than 5. So I'm going to write this expression right here to show that Lynn can work anywhere between 5 and 20 hours. And it's okay if she works 5, and it's okay if she works 20, or anywhere in between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half, 11 and a quarter, whatever. Anywhere between there, she's going to stay under 175, and she's also going to keep over the 5 that is restricted by her workplace to keep her job. And that is how I get my reasoning of how many hours she can work in a week. And I think my explanation is shown really good here in my shown work. And we know that she's got to be under because we don't want her to go over the 175. And we know it's got to be greater than that just because of what they told us here. So there's your help on lesson 20. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, homework's due on Friday.